So the case for a piloting of basic income is that we are looking at how we can actually change the way that we're interpreting work and how we're actually recognising work across Fife, how we can actually improve fairness in Fife, and how we can actually look at how this as a process could reduce inequality. We see that we have a large number of people across Fife who are struggling on the incomes that they actually have at the moment, who are being subject to sanctions and subject to lots of intrusion by the state in terms of what they're actually doing. And we think that this is a way that we could explore options for simplifying that approach and how we could actually look at how we can improve the economic well-being of people across the area.
Universal basic income is very attractive in principle, but unfortunately none of the schemes which is being proposed actually delivers what it is that the proponents of the schemes wish to deliver. The basic problem is this: either the level of benefit is limited, and if you limit the level of benefit you're still dependent on other benefits, so you'll get all the problems of the tapers and the poverty trap, the intrusion in people's lives and the complexity. If you increase the cost, then you can float people off those benefits. But what will you have achieved if you do that? The first thing that will happen is that those people who were formerly on benefits will find themselves on the equivalent in basic income, and you'll have spent nearly all the money to the benefit of the people who weren't on benefits, the people who are better off. So you've really got to decide, is it worth putting very large amounts of money into a scheme which isn't going to benefit the people you most want to help, and instead is going to be benefiting others?
So it was a fascinating debate, because when we started the debate we asked the audience three questions. We asked them whether or not they were in favour of a basic universal income. 75% of people were in favour at the start. We asked them about whether or not they'd be willing to fund it via their own tax. Only 51% of people were in favour of that proposal at the start. And we asked them whether or not we thought that it would work in Scotland. At the start of the debate, only about 56% of people thought it would work. But those numbers really moved when we got to the end of the debate, having discussed the ins and outs of the arguments in favour, for and against the universal basic income. We ended up with a position where only 51% of people were in favour of the idea of a basic universal income. Even worse, only 37% of people were willing to pay for it through taxation, and only about a third of people thought that it would work in Scotland. So, in summary, at least as far as this debate was concerned, the noes have it by a considerable margin.